Welcome, race fans, once again here to Virtual Racing Network for what we like to call the late night broadcast. It is 10:30 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be here till 12 or 1 Central Time, so thanks for tuning in with us here for this late night broadcast. If you can't tell already, we are back here at Daytona for the Northwest Truck Series. This is the season opener here for this second season. They run 2 seasons each year. This is season number 2 for 2018, and we are set for some great racing as always. 26 drivers have made the trip to the track. We'll see how many of them do a start here later on tonight. But we don't have any point standings to go over here tonight, as it is, again, the season opener. So this is a brand new slate. Nobody has points. However, we do have some pre-race stuff we want to go over, as always, starting with the sponsors here. The sponsors for tonight's race and this season so far, or of course ourselves here at VRN Virtual Racing Network, one of the sponsors for this series. So we are glad to be on part of this series once again this season. And of course, Walls Beard Co. If you have a beard, you need to check them out at wallsbeardco.com for all your beard product needs. Again, all natural and organic materials make it up, so make sure you go check them out today. Lots of different scents to pick from as well, so definitely check out wallsbeardco.com. On the broadcast side of things, once again, we won't go through the whole detail. There is Walls Beard Co. making a return here on the broadcast side of things, so make sure you check them out at wallsbeardco.com and pick up their products today. SimSpeedShop.com, your one-stop shop for button boxes, custom-made, and e-brakes for you rallycross racers. So make sure you head on over to SimSpeedShop.com and pick up one or both of those items. If you are an iRacer, they are a must. Again, they will improve your iRacing dramatically, as you have button boxes. You can easily click a few buttons and do whatever you need to do, so head on over there to pick them up. Northwest Racing Series, well, we're here tonight with their series. This, of course, is the Truck Series. Next Monday night, we will be debuting season number 2 for 2018 of the Xfinity Series. They just didn't have enough time to start this week, so we will be starting next week. But this also, the white flag tonight will be presented by Northwest Racing Series. So later on tonight, when you see the white flag waving, it is presented by Northwest Racing Series. Ohio IndyCar League. If you want to get some IndyCar racing in your life, there is no better place to go than Ohio IndyCar League. If you want to get all the latest information, you can find that at Ohio IndyCar League on Facebook at facebook.com/Ohio IndyCar League, so make sure you check them out. iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, your sim race broadcast graphics source. If you're looking to get into broadcasting or just need some overlays for iRacing to pull for your stream, make sure you get a hold of Jason Allison at ibog.co. And of course, we didn't have them in here yet. These are older overlays. We're getting everything switched over to the new ones. That is Randy's Wraps. If you are looking for a really nice paint job for a really great price, there's only one place to look, and that is Randy's Wraps. Head on over to Facebook and check out Randy's Wraps. We probably will not have a pre-race interview here, as we have some stuff to get sorted out before we get started. But your post-race show will be brought to you by Randy's Wraps here tonight. We'll see. We might get a driver interview in as well. They are on the track doing some pit parties right now, so we'll see if we get to that or not. But to get to the pre-race stuff here, we do want to go over our VRN race analyst for tonight's race. Again, 2-mile-per-hour wind out of the north, partly cloudy. As you can tell, it is night. We are racing under the lights here at Daytona International Speedway. Your air temp is 78 degrees, track temp 79 degrees. It has actually gone up 1 degree, so that track temp will be fluctuating throughout the night. It has gone up 1 degree since we got here. We'll see throughout the race how much it does go up. Laps on tonight's race, 85 laps, 213 miles around this track. So there's going to be some tired drivers when this race is all done. I can promise you that right now. And the fuel window we did get from the drivers, 35 to 40 laps. Tires, not going to be an issue. 35 to 40 laps on fuel. So we're going to keep an eye on that to see when these drivers do start to pit. That about does it here for your pre-race show. We got about 11 and a half minutes here. We don't have anybody in the booth. We are running solo here tonight. We are in the process of looking for a second chair here, but it is awfully late for a lot of people, so it has been difficult to find someone. We are looking, so we're going to go on the board here real quick, so stay tuned, and we're going to step away and let you see what it's like to be behind one of these machines. Alright, for anyone just joining us here, we are just in a pre-race here, pre-show. We have about 8 minutes on the clock before we get to qualifying here. So we're just letting you run around with these drivers just to get a feel for the cars, see who is driving what. We are also going to pull up our driver bar here so you can see who is where right now. See what number goes with what name, and you can see their truck as well. As they're doing, again, just some pit parties here just to get a feel for this. And Jeff Stab now out on the track. Has been having some issues here with his PC a little bit, so hopefully he's got it sorted out right now, as all looks to be good so far on the track. So we'll see how it goes as he's pushing the 45. But again, we are just here in practice. This is not the actual race. This just is a practice. Once the race is started, we will have your full overlays up at the top of the screen for you to see. But again, we are here in practice, so we're letting you get a feel for these drivers. And we are going to step away one more time here and just get some last minute stuff sorted out, get ready and we'll see about pulling a driver up here. So we will be right back. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As you're watching them dice it up here a little bit, we do have one of the league owners in here, Mark Wall. So first off, welcome to the booth here. We got about 5 minutes. I just want to talk to a driver, and we got you in here as league owner. So we got 27 drivers in here already. So anyone that's looking to join, how do they go about doing that, and what should we expect here for the night's race?
Yeah, if anyone's looking to join, this is a Northwest club only, so you do have to be a Northwest club member for iRacing to run with us. Just search Northwest Racing Series under the leagues tab in iRacing, or check us out on Facebook. We post everything there, and it's kind of just a simple request it, you're approved, and get out and enjoy some racing with us.
Definitely fairly simple to get in. Of course, you got to be in the Northwest. Unless you're a broadcaster, you can be anywhere you want to be. But that's my job, so no one else can have that. But, you know, looking forward to tonight, 27 drivers. I don't know how many we had last year for the last season here for Daytona, but it seems like we have quite a few more drivers.
Yeah, it's definitely getting bigger. The word's out. More of these guys are telling their friends and other guys. And we got an awesome league put together, and, well, good group of drivers. And I think word of mouth gets around, and great racing is all around us. We get a lot of guys out. Definitely
a ton of guys here. Hopefully everyone does start tonight's race, and hopefully everyone finishes tonight's race. I know we're going to get Jeff up here, but he's been having some PC issues, so we're letting him get as much practice as he can in. But that being said, we know you got some sponsors on your car, and shout-outs, so who'd those be real quick for a pre-race, and we'll get you back down there.
Yeah, we got two main sponsors. You know, we got Walls Beard Co. and VRN. I think the great partnership between all three, especially through the Northwest Racing Series, so big shout out to both those groups and all they do, and you know, Wicked Chassis, the teammates, for getting everything going. A lot of work went into this, and we're excited to kick it off here at Daytona.
Definitely are. Hopefully, we just saw Jeff disconnect, so hopefully he'll get back. But that being said, we are going to step away here for the last time. When we come back, we will be right after your national anthem. We'll be here for the for qualifying, and we will be back once again. So stay tuned and hang tight. Alright, it is that time for the national anthem. We got about a minute 40 left on the clock, so we will be right back after your national anthem with qualifying, followed by your grid and the start of this race. So hang tight, national anthem coming up next.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and qualifying is officially underway. And we're going to get down to the track here, as it looks like William Fletcher is going to be the first one to come out. So we'll go ahead and pull your driver bar up in that number 28 machine. Well, he's got a white background, so we can't see his name, but that is the 28 of William Fletcher. And that Navy machine out on the track as well is Trenton Barrington in the O2 machine. He is coming out. Andy Vogt out on the track as well. We'll see, Tom Green has not come out yet, so we have 3 drivers officially on the track. Hopefully Jeff will be able to start and finish this race, as he has had some issues here. And we'll see Tyler Howard sitting at the end of pit road in that number 3 AC Delco machine, getting ready to come out, but nobody has officially completed a lap. So we'll see. It looks like the 28th of William Fletcher going to come back out as he's going to reset. So we'll keep track of all these drivers and what kind of times they're going to put in here shortly, as there goes the warm-up lap for Trenton Barrington in that O2 machine. We'll see if he can take it to the top. But again, nobody has officially put in a time just yet. And good to see David Applegate in chat. We want to thank everybody for coming in here tonight. I know it's late, and a lot of you probably have to be up early in the morning, but we definitely appreciate you all hanging in here with us. Hopefully you'll hang in till the end, as we do have 85 laps on the books here. 213 miles. We'll be here till, I'd say around midnight, 12:30 or so. Following this race will not be a demo derby like normal, like the past. That is exclusive for the off season. These guys are going to take it very serious here. So stay tuned for that, as Trenton Barrington takes it to the top with a 51.755. We'll see Brandon Peters out on the track as well. William Fletcher there, and Andy Vogt is going to take it to second with a 52.183. As times are starting to roll in here, we'll go ahead and put your qualifying times up there. 2 drivers have put in times. More drivers will put in times here very shortly. We're just waiting for them to do so. Brandon Peters out there. Steve Stilsdad out on the track. Tyler Howard out on the track. Josh Cushman. Jackson Steiner out on the track. Tom Green. Dana Rogers. James Thurston is fixing to come out. David Applegate, Frank Harris, Chris White, John Ottenbacher, Gerald Heffley, Mark Walls. A ton of drivers out on the track right now. William Fletcher will take it to third, now fourth, with a 52.184. Steve Silstad will take it to the top with a 51.253, as he will take it to second place. Brandon Peters, for some reason, he is just on his warm-up lap there. It looks like 2 minutes 58 seconds around this track, as Tom Green is going to take it to fifth with a 52.281. We'll see Andy Vogt sitting in third place right now with the 51.266. What kind of time will come in next? 5 drivers have put in times. Who will be the 6th driver to put in a time? We'll see. We have a ton of drivers out there, and it looks like it's going to be Jackson Steiner with a 51.865, as Brandon Peters is going to take it to second with a 51.219, now to third, as Steve Silstad takes it to the top with a 50.874. That's a little closer to what we expect to see here for qualifying. Around 50s. We'll see some really low times once they get into the draft, but they are all by themselves here right now. They do not have any draft to do so. Tom Green takes it to third place with a 51.121. Mark Walls 7th with a 51.770. Josh Cushman 8th with a 51.849. Pushing all of these guys down a little bit. Gerald Heffley currently in 12th with a 52.159. And David Applegate 13th with a 52.347. Chris White, though, is going to take it to ninth with a 51.630, as Brandon Peters takes it to the top with a 50.868.006, ahead of Steve Silstad to take the pole. 4 minutes 58 seconds left on the clock. Ryan Maines is out on the track in that Crown Royal number 13 truck, as well as James Thurston getting ready to come out. He's not out. Mark Walls takes it to the top with a 50.746. That is the first 50.7 lap. And we'll take a look here. Jeff Stabnow is out on the track in the number 24 Walls Beard Coat VRN machine. We'll just see where he stacks up. A lot different looking truck than he had last year. It is green this year, and it is a nice looking truck to say the least. We'll see where he officially stacks up when it's all said and done. Right now, he is on his first timed lap. Scott Mann in here as well. And there are 27 drivers that have made this trip to the track. We'll see where they stack up. Gary Nichols, 51.049 to put himself in 5th place as he just puts in a time. John Ottenbacher just put in a time as well, 51.323 to put himself in 13th place, as he'll drop Jackson Steiner and David Applegate down 1 spot each. We'll see John Ottenbacher to second with a 50.842. He will take second place. Mark Walls still has first, as we're going to go check in with Jeff Stabnow, their teammate, as well as Scott Mann out on the track. Both of these guys will be putting in times this time. They're running the high side. We'll see. This is lap number 1. This is not going to be his fast lap, but he will be a fairly quick time, because Scott Mann is definitely a very fast driver. Mark Walls Jeff Stabnow currently a 51.632 in 18th place. I do expect him to get a little bit faster than that. Something definitely happened there, but Scott Mann fixing to come up on the line, so we'll see what kind of time he will officially put in for his first lap. Is right there, will conclude his first lap. It's going to be a 52.150. I really expected it to be a little bit faster than that here, at least a 51. Maybe a 51.8, but a little off what we expected. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. Sean Brightsman out on the track in that number 46 Wolfsbeard Co. VRN machine as well. Meanwhile, Jeff Stabnow, 50.676, takes it to the top of the charts with a blistering fast time. First, 50.6 time. Sean Brightsman on his first lap, 51.724. To put himself in 19th with 2 minutes left on the clock. He's still got time to get it to the top of the charts if he can. Scott Mann currently a 52.150 as he should be putting in a time. Here he is coming across the line. Right there, he'll put a time in. And it looks like it's going to be a 51.3 or 12 to put himself in 15th place. Definitely he's got his work cut out for him here tonight, but it is a very fast track. This is Daytona International Speedway. It is a plate track, which means there will be drafting, so that time really doesn't mean a whole lot here, as Sean Brightsman does put in a time of 50.777 to put himself in third place. What a time, 50.777. That means right now your first 2 rows belong to Wicked Chassis Racing with Jeff Stabnow, Mark Walsh, Sean Brightsman, and John Ottenbacher taking 1, 2, 3, and 4. So far, nobody else coming out on to the track as he's going to pull it to a stop. Right now, we have Ray Fournier, James Thurston, Scott Hutchinson, Corey Walters, Brian Barnes, and Josh Coley that have not taken times. We still have 27 drivers here. No new drivers have joined us. Right now, it is set to be a fantastic race. We hope everybody enjoys it. We'll see how this one goes. It is Daytona. It could be a bunch of cautions. It could be no cautions. We don't know. They only have 1 fast repair that they have to deal with. So if you wreck it twice, you're probably done for the night. We'll see how it goes. 20 seconds left on the clock, so we'll go ahead and get rid of your qualifying times. And we will be right back with your Walls of Beard Co. starting grid with Jeff Stabnow on pole. Alright, that will do it, and it looks like Josh Cushman has left. Not sure what happened there, but he is not going to be here with us. That being said, it's time to go ahead and get to the Walls Beard Co. starting grid. As soon as these drivers, at least the majority of them, get to the grid, we will roll off. We'll know a little bit here in a second as to who's going to be joining us and who's not, who's gone home, and who is racing. But, again, hopefully we won't have too much free time on our hands here tonight. Do have Cam here. Welcome, Cam, to the race. It should be a good one. You are definitely glad to be here. 27 drivers are starting this race here at Daytona International Speedway. If you haven't ever been to it or heard of it, definitely look it up while we have a minute, as we're about to drop down to the grid here. There is your pole sitter. So it is time for the Walls of Beard Co. starting grid on pole here for tonight with a 50.676. Going to be the number 24 of Jeff Stabnow. On his outside teammate is going to be the 29 of Mark Walls with a 50.746. Row 2 is going to be Sean Brightsman in that number 46 machine with a 50.777. And on his outside, going to be the 89 of John Ottenbacher with a 50.842. Row 3 is going to be the number 5 of Brandon Peters with a 50.868. And the number 45 of Steve Stillstead with a 50.874. Row 4 is going to be the 95 of Josh Cushman, who, not sure he is back here, so he'll be racing with a 95 of 51.016. And on number 8, in 8th place, Gary Nichols with a 51.049. Row 5 is going to be the 02 of Trenton Barrington, and with a 51.076, and the 77 of Tom Green with a 51.121. Row 6 is going to be the 07 of Dana Rogers and the 35 of Chris White. Row 7 is going to be the 28 of William Fletcher and the 61 of Gerald Heffley. Row 8 is going to be the 10 of Andy Vogt and the 90 of Scott Mann. Row 9 is going to be the 97 of Jackson Steiner and the 23 of David Applegate. Row 10 is going to be the 00 of Frank Harris and the 3 of Tyler Howard. Row 11 is going to be the 13 of Ryan Maines and the 4 of Brian Barnes. Row 12 is going to be the 9 of Corey Walters and the 33 of Josh Coley. Row 13 is going to be the 2 of James Thurston and the 26 of Ray Fornier. Row 14 is going to be the 91 of Scott Hutchinson, and that will do it here. That will be your last driver here for the Walls of Beard Co. starting grid, as we are just about ready to get this thing started. It looks like Scott Hutchinson and Josh Cushman are not starting the race. We'll see if they do come in here in a minute. Cushman is back here with us in radio, so we'll see if he comes in late here. But those two not starting the race so far. Those are the only two, so 27 drivers here, 25 actually making it. So we'll see. Green flag is just moments away here for the Northwest Series season opener, and there it is. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Daytona International Speedway. How long will it be till we go 3 wide? There are a ton of drivers here for tonight's race. What a turnout here for the season opener, and we are ready to go racing. Let's get you a view here. That is how many trucks are here. As they're spread out at the moment, but they will not stay that way for long, as they are going to go 2 and 3 wide throughout this race tonight. Definitely something we are getting ready for. Right now it is the 29 of Mark Walls out front, followed by John Ottenbacher, Jeff Stabnow, Steve Silstad, Sean Breitzman. But they are changing it up. Steve Silstad going to try to make it 3 wide. Thinks better. He's going to go back to 2 wide. They've got the 5 of Brandon Peters up there with him as well, and the 8 of Gary Nichols, who finished very strong in the last season. He was putting together some great finishes. So they had some connection issues there. Once again, we're going to have to maybe reset that. But what a battle is going on here. And it is only 80 laps. We put 85. We do apologize. So it is actually only 80 laps here for 200 miles. So 5 less laps than we thought. I don't know where we got that it was 85, but it is only 80 laps. So that's 5 less laps than we were counting on. And we'll take a look here. It looks like Josh Cushman did join the race here. Something happened that knocked him out of the sim, but he is back. However, Scott Hutchinson is not in the race. And look at this group of guys right here. This is all your lead pack all the way back to about 10th place, as they are starting to regroup here as the 35 of Chris White scrapes the outside wall, recovers from it. And what a recovery for them. They're catching the 95, of Josh Cushman. This could get very interesting, folks. If they catch him, they're going to have to get around him. And it looks like they're going to do it pretty easy here as they get by him without any issues. He's going to try to tuck in if he can and hope for a caution and him not involved in it, as we'll go back up to your leaders. There is your lead group right there. You're doing right now 188 miles an hour. These trucks will get up to almost 200 miles an hour before it's all said and done. On the backstretch, drafting is such a crucial part of this. You do not want to damage these cars at all, as we are now on lap 4 of 80. Caution free so far here at Daytona International Speedway, and it is a great race. We're glad everyone could make it. I'm not sure what the D4SP is, but definitely 32 drivers. Sounds like an awesome race. Would have been cool to have that one to go watch one day when I'm not broadcasting one. But yeah, right now it is Mark Walls out front. It is still the teammates right now. It is Mark Walls, John Ottenbacher, Steve Silstad. Well, sorry, now Steve said it's John Breitzman's the teammate. But Steve Silstad sneaking in there for 4th place. He's hanging on there very well. We typically are not by ourselves in the booth, but we are struggling to find a second chair here, as it is a late night broadcast. So hopefully that will be soon. Sean Breitzman taking it to the bottom. Not sure what's going on. And he is going to lose several spots. It looked like maybe he got a little out of shape there. And opted to take it to the bottom instead of causing a possible wreck. So good job for him. However, that is going to leave him quite a ways back. We're going to go back here to this next group here. That is a bigger group than the first. This is right now about 12th place all the way to 15th to 16th place. Even further back, probably about 20th spot. We'll see how this one plays out. We do have a run here on the outside of the second group. This is not the lead group. It's just the second group. They got the 00 out there trying to make something happen to Frank Harris, and he's being pushed by the 23 of David Applegate. We'll see. I don't know if they're going to make any run over here, but they're going to definitely try. They've got the 13 of Ryan Maines back there as well. He's going to try to make something happen. He's got the 26 of Ray Fortner. Fortner trying to push him, and the 33 of Josh Coley. So they do have a little bit of help, but not quite enough to make a run as that inside line is moving forward. And they really need to just form up here in one line and get it back up to that front group. And it looks like that's what they're doing here, as they have caught up to Sean Breitzman, who is now leading this group. Keep in mind, if you look at the 95 of Josh Cushman, he is actually not on the lead lap. He is 2 laps down, but that was because he missed the start for some reason. He has not got any damage, so he will be someone that you can work with here in this race. Well, let's go back up to the front group here. Here in a second, they'll all be in that main group. It is turned into a really good race so far, caution-free. We're on lap 8, and they cross the line. So we are just about to lap 10 here so far, caution-free. We're on lap 8, 2.5 miles around this track. It is a very long track, so everybody has to mind their P's and Q's and just be very aware of their situational awareness. Keep an eye on everyone around them, and that's what these guys are doing right now very well. So it's a good job for them to do so. Again, just to update, only one car is multiple laps down. That is Josh Cushman in the 95. Now, the 91 of Scott Hutchinson did not start. Again, he's been known not to start due to connection issues. That may have been the case here. We're not sure. But they are too wide up at the front, and it looks like the 89 of John Ottenbacher has opted to take on the high lane right now, or the second lane. Surprisingly enough, separating his teammates, but it's really not all that surprising for anyone that's familiar with plate track racing. The way they're going to do this is take your 2 teammates, instead of putting them in 3 in a row, put them side by side, dominate both front lanes. When you're like this, how they are right now, you control those front 2 lanes. You have the say in where people go. Unless somebody wants to be really brave and go to a 3rd lane, you control this field. Right now they're 1, 2, and 3, but they're side by side. This allows them to do a lot more, as they have control over the entire field, choosing which lane has the momentum. So you can definitely do a lot of good for your team if you are like they are right now. So we'll see how this one plays itself out. But we'll see here. We're going to go a little bit back here. A little ways here. There's a little bit of a group. And then there's the rest of this group. This group is kind of fizzled out a little bit. They are more concerned with racing each other right now than they are making something happen to get up to the front. They are pretty much there, but they're not quite there. They definitely need to get a little bit tighter, especially on the outside. They just don't have the help, and nobody's wanting to let them in right now. So the Ray Fortner and the 97, that is a new driver here to this series. That is Jackson Steiner, brand new driver to this series. We did not have the pleasure of broadcasting him last season. He is definitely hung out there to dry. He does pick up the 35 of Chris White. So that is good news for them, as they're going to pick up also, it looks like, the 00 of Frank Harris. So they do have 4 cars, but just not quite enough, as we have the 3 getting way out of shape. And he is maybe going to recover that. I don't know. That is Tyler Howard that gets way out of shape. He definitely had some contact. Ooh, and the 23 of David Applegate gets into the 61 of Gerald Heffley. 2 cars go around. So far, no caution. They are at the back of the field. So we'll see. There is a ton of black smoke coming from the 23 of David Applegate. That is going to be very nasty to have to drive through if you are a driver, especially this lead group, as we'll keep an eye on this. Something definitely happened, but no caution coming out so far. And we'll see. He's going to keep it on the bottom. We'll see. Here they come. The leaders coming by the line here to start lap number 13. We should start seeing that smoke here in a little bit. It will linger in the air for quite some time. There it is. I guarantee you that's going to scare someone, but he is on the apron. So hopefully everyone will be able to avoid that 23 of David Applegate. That's unfortunate. Definitely not the way he expected it to go here tonight. And no caution there. Because of the fact that there's no lives in actual danger, if you are off the racing surface and there's no cars potentially around you that could get involved, it will not throw a caution. iRacing is in full control of those, so it's unfortunate, but that is the way it goes. Had this been closer up to the front, it indeed would have thrown a caution. But because they were at the back of the field and they weren't in any immediate danger to the leaders, the caution was not thrown. So just to update everyone, Tyler Howard going to be coming down at pit road. Ray Fournier is on pit road. Josh Cushman is currently on the track, but 2 laps down. David Applegate now 2 laps down. They do have one faster pair, so they will get back out on the track. As we go back up to your leaders, Mark Walls is your race leader. Right behind him is Jeff Stabnow. So we'll actually just take a look at your top 5 right now. It is Mark Walls, Steve Silstad, Jeff Stabnow, Tom Green, and now Sean Breitzman. Those are your top 5 drivers after 13, now 14 laps completed. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in here. It is a very late night for sure, but we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, especially all our buddies over from the New Egg Plays. We do have some 3-month codes, so if anybody's out there looking to get into iRacing, definitely let us know. We do have some 3-month codes, so you can get 3 free months of iRacing. We give it a whirl there. You can use, of course, a controller if you don't have a wheel and pedal, so you can use an Xbox controller. So definitely something you might look into. Yeah, these guys will weave back and forth quite a bit here. As you're seeing them right now, they have more lap cars coming up. That is the 3. That is that AC Delco truck. That is Taylor Howard they're catching here. And they'll just kind of dodge him and get around him here. And it looks like all is well. They're going to get around him clean enough. No damage done there. He's going to have to try to tag in here. You might see him dip down. And he's not. He's going to hang tight. See if he can maybe pick up some drafts from the 13 and the 28 here. That is William Fletcher and Ryan Maines. He will tuck down, catch that draft. Now he's just got to try to hang into the draft. If you lose this draft here, you will definitely go even more laps down. You do not want to be solo on this track right now. As we go back up to the front, caution free here on lap 17 of 80. And again, we thought it was 85 laps. It is only 80. I'm not sure where we got that number from. But it is only 80 laps here, 200 miles around this track. Yeah, one of them there, as we were talking about, just read the comment, yeah, the 29 has come down. The 89 was up there. That is, where we can find him? There is John Ottenbacher sitting in 8th place right now. One thing about this particular type of racing is they will shuffle around quite a bit. We've already had 3 different leaders, and we'll probably have about 30 or so different lead changes before this race is all said and done, as they're going to go put the 23 of David Applegate a lap down. He's going to scrape the wall trying to avoid him. That is not what he wanted to see right there, as he scrapes the wall several times, giving himself even more damage than he already had. Again, so far, caution free here on lap 18 of 80. Well, it seems like a good time here. Let's go on board with one of these drivers here. We'll say, let's go on board here. We'll go about Sean Brightsman, who is on the outside. We'll go radio silent here for a minute. We're going to go on board with the 46 of Sean Brightsman. This onboard view is brought to you by Highway. Again, this onboard camera here for tonight's race. Definitely a nice view here, so we'll let you ride along here for just a lap or two. Alright, we are back here. Just a little on board here for you. Went over to a couple of different drivers, six battling for the lead right now. Yeah, Cam, if you do decide to, if you haven't already paid for your membership, if you haven't got a membership yet, period, at all, ever, definitely hit me up before you go and make a membership or on there. I can get you 3 months free. I have plenty of those codes, so I can get you 3 months free. It is for brand new members only, so if you've made an account, I can't. But if you have not, definitely hit me up before you do. I'll get you one of those codes. Just shoot me a message on Discord. Yeah, it can get a little expensive. You got to buy the cars and tracks, but you do get quite a few tracks and cars free. It's well worth it. You can get in one of these leagues here. It is a blast to run, especially when you see how they're doing here as the 24 blinks there a little bit, having some connection issues. Lap 22 of 80. We are over a quarter of the way done, caution free here at Daytona. This is spectacular. Again, you do not always see a race go caution free. Yes, we've had some incidents on the track, as there goes the 10 around. Take a look, see if we can catch up with him, and there goes a big one here at the front of this pack. The 46, the 07. Oh, the 07 goes for a ride. That will indeed bring out the first caution here tonight. Let's go back and look at Dana Rogers in the 07. Let's look at it a few times. Let's go back here to our blimp camera, see if we can get a good shot of this. What happened here with the 07? I believe the 10 came down at first. Something happened in here as we're on the blimp camera. It's a little high, but you'll be able to get a picture. There goes the 10 up into another driver, comes down, and chaos ensues. This actually happened here as just total chaos. This was the second little incident happening on the track to bring out the caution. Now that we've seen it from the blimp, let's go back one more time. Let's go on board here as we can get to the 07 real quick. There it is. Oh, no, wrong. There we go. On board here, thanks to T&D Rustic Decor from the 07 of Dana Rogers. Let's go along for the wild ride. What happened here? You see, somehow the 07 gets collected into it right there. goes for, hits the wall, and right there goes flipping through the air, comes back, lands on his wheels. What a wild ride for the '07 of Dana Rogers. That was a vicious ride going through the air there, as we will go back to our main camera and go back to live. Somehow still surviving that. Everybody came down pit road except for the 29 of Mark Walls. Everybody else on pit road, and they are going to make good stops here. But surprisingly enough, your leader, Mark Walls, did not come down pit road. Again, I'm sure he has a strategy here, so give us just a minute. We'll see if we can't bring the 29 of Mark Walls up here and see if he's got some strategy. All right, we do have your race leader, the 29 of Mark Walls, here in the booth with us, or at least on the radio anyway. He's a little far to be in the booth, but we see you did not go down pit road there. Do you have some secret strategy that you're deploying?
No, I know that we can make one pit stop and finish this race. I figured I've already got the track position. Tire wear's not really a huge factor here at Daytona, so speed stays with it throughout the field run. I said, we're just going to stay out and keep the lead and go from there.
Well, definitely a good strategy. We knew the fuel would go 35 to 40 laps, so we knew you didn't need fuel. And again, with the draft tire wear, not too big of an issue here. But we don't want to keep you too long. You know you got to get some strategy up there with your teammates, how you're going to plan this out. But we know you got some sponsors real quick. You want to shout them out before we let you go?
Yeah, we got to thank Walls Beard Co. and VRN for coming together for the truck series and our race sponsors for tonight. Glad to have all that partnership that we do for the Northwest Racing Series. I thank my teammates, Wicked Chassis, for putting together another great truck.
All right, well, we'll let you go here. Again, that was the 29 of Mark Walls, and we are under caution, so we'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Alright, we are back there. I thought the 24, Jeff Stamnell, might have been out of the race due to those problems he's been having with his PC. Hopefully he got them all sorted out. He is catching back up. He is one lap down now. He was off the track. He may have had to tow. As I thought maybe a connection or issue there happened that he was unable to continue, but he is one lap down out on the track. Several drivers are one lap down. Ryan Mays, Josh Coley, Trenton Barrington, Corey Walters, Jeff Stabnell, David Applegate, Applegate actually 3 laps down. Josh Cushman at 3 laps down. Gerald Heffley 3 laps down. Ray Fournier 4 laps down at the moment. Meanwhile, we are going back up to the front of this field as we are just about ready to get this thing going once again. It is Mark Walls leading this pack, 26 laps on those tires compared to 2 for everyone else. Will that play a factor? I don't think so. I think he's safe up there on those tires. We know he has enough fuel to get to the halfway point. So we'll see. The question is, will anybody else come down when he comes down for fuel? As he will run out here in approximately 14 laps. Everybody else will still have fuel, so they will have to pit again, so I imagine they'll still come down about the halfway point. At least the team will probably come down with him. The green flag is back in the air once again. We are racing. Tom Green sitting in 3rd place right now. Brandon Peters in 2nd. Mark Walls leading this race. Scott Mann and Andy Vogt battling for 4th position, but this whole field is battling right now as they have got a huge, just outstanding field here. 26 drivers on the track. Josh Cushman back on pit road. Not sure what happened there, but he is on pit road, so we'll go back to the front here where your top 22 cars are just way close together. There is about 16th right there. A little further back here we have another little group going on. But again, just outstanding. These guys back here are laps down. But to the front we go. It is the 29 of Mark Walls and Brandon Peters just on the outside. That outside lane hasn't quite been as fast as we would like to see it. However, it is enough to get Scott Mann up to 3rd/4th place, depending on where he's at on the track. And there is the 10 of Andy Vogt that was involved in that first little incident. He has used his fast repair. He is sitting in 10th place right now. So quite a few drivers have used their fast repair. They only have 1 here in the race. Once you use it, your night's over if you have to use another one because you don't have it. So they definitely do not want to use it again, as we are on lap 28 of 80. We are now 12 laps away from the halfway point here for the mid-race report. We'll go over that here shortly as the 5 gets a little loose of Brandon Peters. He gets a little out of shape there. The problem with these cars and the Cup cars or their counterpartners and the Xfinity cars, they are very easy to hook someone. If you don't know what I mean by hooking, it's simply a hook. When you come up behind someone and you catch your front bumper on their back bumper and you wiggle or they wiggle on the track and you literally hook them. You just spin them around and it makes like a hook shape. So that is unfortunate when it happens here, as it looks like the 2 of James Thurston is going to get off the racing surface and lose about 8 spots there, as he has got Boeing on the side of that number 2 machine. So he's back in 13th place now, trying to fight his way back up to the front. There is your lead pack of 6. On his outside is the 5 of Brandon Peters. Mark Walls has now led 26 laps. With that lap completed, Jeff Stabnow led 2. John Onbacher has led 1. That is your only leaders here for the night's race. However, there have been 4 different lead changes between those leaders. Right now we've had 1 caution for 4 laps, 51 laps to go, 30 laps are what we're on, 29 laps completed. It has been a great race so far. Brandon Peters out front for the first time, and he hasn't officially led the lap, and it looks like Mark Walls is going to take it back. Can Brandon Peters lead it at the line? That's the only place that really matters, and right now it is not going to happen, but he does have some fast trucks pushing him. You got the 5, the 90, the 46, and the 97 all on the outside row right now, pushing that outside lane, trying to make something happen. On the inside, they have got 2 mini cars to count here. They got the 29, the 77, the 00, the 10, the 97 now, as he ducks down below. Behind these guys, you have the 8, 13, 23. Keeping in mind, the 23 is now 3 laps down in that number 23 Intel machine. So he is fighting to get his laps back here the hard way, just not quite happening the way he wants. It's definitely not the night he expected to have. Had such a fast truck, just didn't end quite the way he liked it. Definitely. Hopefully we do not see the big one here tonight, as some of these drivers have already used their fast repairs. So let's hope they don't. But we have a whole host of drivers that are laps down right now. However, this group right here is not one of them, as they are duking it out side by side. We're on lap 32 of 80. Again, the laps will start to wind down. This is a 2.5 mile track, so it takes us 47 seconds to get around this track under racing conditions. Nearly 2.5 minutes under caution. So we have a very long time to get around this track if we have a caution. So these drivers don't want to see it. They do not want to go under caution. It takes forever to get around this place. It looks like they're going to shove the 5 of Brandon Peters out to the outside. He will be shoved back about 4 to 5 places here, as he's going to have to try to tuck in, and he will, right in front of the 13 of Ryan Maines. A good job for him to tuck back into place. However, that is going to put the 90 as the first car on the outside. That is Scott Mann, and he has already proven himself to be quick before last season. And he is no slouch here in the trucks this season either, as he is riding right up there front in second place, third place right now. The back of the pack, not a whole lot. We'll go back here right now. They're just single file. The further you get back in this pack, they really just single file out, because their goal isn't to race right now. Their main goal, they're trying to catch this front pack. So not a whole lot is going on right now. These guys back here are the ones that are laps down. They're trying to catch that main pack here. So we'll give you a wider angle here. There's your group at the back of this field here. And this group is just ahead of them. This is your lead group right here. So there's your second group. They're kind of scattered out at the moment. There's your third group that's also a little bit scattered out. And then, of course, you have your back group back here that is trying to catch them that are laps down. And that's pretty much what they're doing right now. You're just really trying to catch that main pack here. As this is the group that everybody's trying to catch, is your main group. Your top about 12, 13 drivers. And you can see right there is a group somewhat catching them at the moment. Is that David Applegate is at the tail of this. He is, again, the 3 laps down. You go back to the 8 here. That's Gary Nichols. Sorry, he is leading that second pack. They are on the lead lap right now. They're trying to get up there. Josh Coley in this battle as well. He is 1 lap down, trying to get that lap back. The 2 of James Thurston, a new driver here to the series. He's trying to catch up there as well. Then you have, of course, Brian Barnes and William Fletcher in this group, battling as well, trying to get to the front. So far, though, it looks like we're going to go the rest of this way, maybe caution-free, as we're on lap 36. We'll see how it all plays out. Will we have another caution? I kind of think so. The fact that we've only had 1 so far is just amazing on so many different levels. These guys are doing 192 miles per hour right now, 193 up to 194 miles an hour, driving side by side. One thing we haven't seen here tonight is 3-wide racing. We have not seen that at all for maybe a split second, but I wouldn't call it 3-wide racing. As the fact that they were actually just passing a lap car or pushing someone out there so that they would go back a little bit. Definitely something there. And the Scott Man did get in the front of the 90 there, as he will lead a lap. He has now led a few, actually. And again, as we were talking about, these guys will trade the spots back and forth quite a bit. Up here, you'll see many different lead changes. You're probably about to see the 29 maybe go to the front, as he gives a shot to the back bumper of the 90 of Scott Mann. You may see him go try to pick up his teammate. He doesn't want to do anything too crazy, but he doesn't want to leave his teammate hanging out there either, of the 46 of Sean Breitzman. As this group here for the lead is really starting to thin out a little bit. Only about 8 cars here in this group, and there's the next little group that's fallen off of them. Brandon Peters, Chris White, and James Thurston. They are on the lead lap, but they've kind of fallen back off this main group here. Caution would definitely regroup this field here a little bit, and I'm sure they would love to get back in the thing, especially all of these drivers back here. Ryan Maines in that 13, Josh Coley in the 33 right there, Jeff Stabnow in the 24. You're about to see him right there. He would love to. Corey Walters, as there is the caution. Oh, and it's a big one. The 10 of Andy Vogt getting involved. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here? We're watching the 10 of Andy Vogt, and we get a better angle here. We're going to look at it up close and personal. See, the 10 of Andy Vogt and the 35 is coming into the picture. That is Chris White. Not sure what happened here. Oh, contact right there. Spins them too, and there were some more cars going around as well. Tom Green getting involved in the 77. And Scott Mann, who was your race leader moments ago, he is involved in this as well. So he's going to go down pit road and get some damage repaired. Several drivers involved. There are a few more. Ooh, and even Sean Bright's been getting a piece of the action. He's smoking as well. That is not good for some of these drivers. That's another big blow to the front of this field. We're on lap 39, though. That means we are right at the fuel window. So definitely the perfect time for a caution to come out for most of these guys. They can go in and get some fuel and tires. That being said, we are going to step away to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello, TT.
Hello, TT.
All right, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at your leader right now. That is Steve Silstad. All those drivers in front of him, you see about 5 cars in front of him. Those are drivers that are 1 lap down or multiple laps down, ready to get a wave around here. So he is the race leader. However, there are cars in front of him. Those are lap cars. They're going to get the wave around here with the 1 to go. And there it goes. 1 lap to go as they're going to speed up and take to the tail of this field. And we are set to go racing this next time by. Let us know in chat there if you have a driver you're rooting for here tonight. Again, we typically try to pick the winner here, or not pick the winner, but pick a winner, the one that we go for. We did not do that tonight, as there's only one of me here in the booth. Didn't seem as appealing when there's only one person to debate it with. But definitely we're rooting for all of them. We want everyone to finish this race. Looks like Andy Vogt in the 10 is now out of the race. That is unfortunate for Andy in that 10 machine. Been involved in 2 incidents there. Has put him out of the race. John Brightsman on pit road now for about 5 minutes, so it looks like his night is just about done, as well as Tom Green, 3.5 minutes on pit road. So several drivers just out of the race so far. Again, Scott Hutchington, the only driver that did not start the race. So definitely not the way some of these guys envision it, but this is Daytona. Anything is possible, and anything can and will happen. Alright, there it is. Green flag is back in the air, and we are racing once again. Yeah, Hutchinson usually has internet issues, connection issues going on, and so he doesn't typically start the races. It's unfortunate. He's actually a really good racer when he does join. We are racing once again, and there's the number 2 and number 3 battling it here bumper to bumper right now. That is James Thurston and Tyler Howard in the 3, trying to get up there at the front. They're going to try to make something happen on that outside lane, it looks like. We go back a little bit here. I'm not sure who that was. Back in here, trying to go figure out who it was, but I can't see there who it was. But 35 of Chris White is going to take to the bottom there, and having some connection issues going on as well. And that was the 02 that was there. That's who we were looking at. Who is actually, is Trenton Barrington. He is 1 lap down. He is the first truck 1 lap down. Actually, the only truck 1 lap down. The first truck the lap down period. So there's your front of your fields right now. It is currently Steve Silstad, Mark Walls, Brandon Peters, James Thurston, and Tyler Howard. Those are your top 5 drivers here for tonight's race so far on lap 44 of 80. We are past the halfway point. That is very crucial to know, because now we can make it on fuel. If we get a caution, it is going to be a gamble. Do you go down pit road and get fresh tires and fuel? You don't really need the fuel, so keep the truck as light as possible unless it handles better without. Again, for anyone that doesn't know, these are custom setups. They are open setups, so they make them their own. They spend hours and hours tuning these cars to handle the way they want. So they may go in, if a caution comes out, maybe they want to run better with fuel. Maybe the truck handles better with more fuel in it. They will go in and tweak on these throughout the night, as I'm sure they have been doing all night long already under these cautions. So definitely something we'll have to look for if they do go in, as we're approaching the lap 50 here in 5 laps. Definitely could be. We'll see Mark Walls hanging on the outside right now. He does not have any of the teammates that he had up there helping him before. The 89 of John Ottenbacher sitting in 7th place. He is up there, but just not quite able to help him like he was before. Again, we are just rocketing through the laps right now as we're on lap 46 of 50. Pull up our caution chart. 2 cautions for 6 laps. That is it so far here, as we are on lap 46, 35 to go. And once we hit the 20 to go mark, that is really what we call like the go time. Is that you have very little time at that point to make something happen. A little more here because it's a super speedway track, but still 20 to go, even 15 to go is the go time. You've got to get to the front, and that's when we're going to start seeing some moves be made. Indeed, a truck with a base setup could be running up front. It very well could be. The big difference would be just pushing more than being pushed. If you get 2 or 3 trucks together that are on faster setups individually, they probably would pull away a little bit faster as well. But yes, a base setup could indeed be up at the front of this pack. However, most of these guys do run, they tweak their setups a little bit. Just so in the case they do get out by themselves during pit stops or whatever, they can try to catch somebody. But indeed, they could run on the base setup out there and be a little competitive. Ooh, the 2 gets into the outside wall after getting a little bit of a hook from the 3. Again, the 2, that is James Thurston. That is going to go back several spots. He's going to drop from about 4th all the way to 14th, loses 10 plus spots, now 11 spots as he drops to the 15th place after a little bumper hook from the 3 of Tyler Howard. And that is going to cost him a ton of positions. That is the last thing he wanted to see right now as we are closing in laps. We will see. It's one of those things it could be, but as a caution is going to come out, we got the number 8 smoking of Gary Nichols. Well, let's go back and take a look. Let's take a look here and see. I think this started a little somewhere else. As we're going to take a look here, see what happened and who was involved. We know the 8 was involved in this somehow. There's the 5 and the 29 getting together. Involved several cars. So let's go back to the 33 getting involved. Let's go to Mark Walls here and let's go back again as it kind of roughly started up in here somewhere. So right in here, let's go to the blimp camera to get a better picture of this. Right there, the 5 I think may have got a piece of the 45 here as we're trying to find a good view just to see exactly what happened. The 5 is on the bottom of your screen right now, and so we'll see. There it is, the 5 slides up, gets the 89 and the 29. The 45 goes around and chaos ensues behind them. The 33 of Josh Coley going around. Looks like the 23 of David Applegate getting a piece of the action as well. Several drivers going around, bringing out the 3rd caution here for tonight as about 8 drivers total go around there. And that will eliminate some of these drivers here from the race. Scott Mann out. Trenton Barrington out. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Mark Wall still being scored as your race leader. Now it's John Ottenbacher. So we'll see which one of them officially gets the lead here on lap 50. As right now Mark Walls has led 33 laps. And now he's got a ton of damage, and that is going to hurt him here with all that damage to that back, and most importantly that front splitter that you can't really see there too good on the smaller screen. That front splitter, when it gets messed up there on the bottom, it will hurt your downforce. Good news is he'll be an okay pusher if he doesn't have that front splitter. As far as being out front, he will hinder him, but he is going to use his fast repair there and come out 3.7 seconds. So he is not going to get tires or fuel just enough to get maybe a... actually, I seriously doubt he even got fuel. 3.7 seconds to go through this field. Tyler Howard, 8.8 seconds. Chris White, 9.9 seconds. So it looks like we may have had some two tires and fuel or damage anyway, as some of these guys may have had some damage, but definitely not on pit road very long. However, Brian Barnes on pit road for 15.3 seconds, so he took 4 tires and fuel. So a very interesting call there, at least 4 tires anyway. That is not the call I expected here. I figured everybody would maybe come in and get some tires. I didn't expect anyone to take fuel, as you don't need it. But again, these guys set these trucks up. They're open set, so if they handle better with a full tank of fuel, might as well go in and get it. It will cost you some spots on the track, but if you can get them back, and then go for it, you might as well. We'll take a look there. It is now 30 laps to go. This race is getting close to its closing stages. So that being said, we are under caution here. Let's see if we can't get a driver up here in the booth with us. So give us just a second, and that is just Mark. He is just that lucky. We're going to see if we can't pull a driver here for a quick interview, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. While we're under caution here, we do have the 35 of Chris White here on the radio. First off, Chris, welcome here to a quick little mid-racy interview while we're under caution. You're sitting in 3rd place right now. Do you have a strategy to get the win here tonight, or is this track a little bit about luck?
You know, all I got to say is it's Daytona. You never really know. You're kind of out for yourself in the later stages of the race. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going out here, switching lanes, going high, going low. I kind of got in the wall earlier a little bit. It kind of hurt me. Fixed that. I got caught up in there, that last wreck with Andy and a few other guys there. But I'm back in it, and we'll see if we can make it to the end here.
Well, I know a lot of people, some people love Daytona, some people hate it. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. That being said, going forward to the next week already here, as this race is already 30 laps ago, less than 30 laps ago, you know, regardless whether you win this thing, you finish 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, or wherever you finish, are you looking forward to kind of putting it behind you and going to maybe a 1.5 miles or a short track where it's more about you and not so much a little bit of luck?
Definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to next week. Daytona it's a fun track to run, but it's just a tough track. It's more of a crapshoot than anything. So going into these super speedways, you've got to hope for the best, but expect the worst.
It definitely pretty much sums it up right there. Hope for the best. No, you don't want to hope for the worst. Hope for the best and expect the worst. But we know you got some sponsors and shout outs. So who would those be here before we get this thing going?
Yeah, I got to thank Walt's Beard Co., Mark Walls, and thank you guys, BRN, for putting on the broadcast. It's going to be a great season. It's exciting to be back on the track. SimStar Motorsports, we're back, and we're ready to go.
All right, well, we're looking forward to watching you this season, but we'll let you go, and hopefully we'll see you in the booth here in a little bit.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that was the 35 of Chris White here, as we just talked to him for just a minute, sitting in 3rd place right now. The lights are off. That means we're going racing this next time by once again, and it is already proved to be a very interesting race thus far. Yeah, we basically root for everyone. We know literally every driver in here for the most part. We've been with this group for so long that we just can't pick a favorite driver. We like them all. We've been with them for a whole season now for the truck, so we've been the whole season with their Xfinity series. And we are actually booked in all the way to, I believe, June or July of 2019. So we have a ton of races in between then, so we have quite a bit of time to do it. But that being said, green flag is out. We are racing once again. It is Tyler Howard sitting in that 3 machine in second place right now, and he has got to get that outside lane going. It just has not had the momentum that it's wants here, as it does have the 4 and 9 behind him. That is Brian Barnes and Corey Walters. Corey Walters with a nice looking new paint job for this year. That number 9 Budweiser machine. Right in front of him is the number 4, the Popsicle machine, out there with Brian Barnes. And in front of them, of course, is the number 3 AC Delco machine. These guys are really pushing that outside lane. It just, again, doesn't have quite the momentum it needed, and that's going to put Chris White into second place here, as they're 3 wide back behind them here, somewhere around Josh Coley in the 33, and they're going to settle it out and take second place, or 2 wide here. They're not going to try and press that issue too terribly much, but it is 1 minute away from midnight here. It is almost Thursday morning, so definitely a late night here, but we definitely enjoy it here. No complaints from here in the booth. You know, we don't care how late it goes. We'll stay here till the end of this. It's just a great group of drivers here in the booth. We enjoy our job. And two, we have lots of new stuff coming in for VRN, of course. I got a new streaming PC we're building right now, so that is in the progress. Cam, I know you're over in the Discord that just got posted, so if you're a techie person, hit that link. Go join the Discord for Newegg Plays, as you can do so. There is a lot of techie people in there. We post pictures of our new streaming one as the 07 and the 28 get together, almost flipping the 28 over. What a save for Fletcher. That is William Fletcher, but the caution comes out anyway. Corey Walters losing connection, I believe, as he is going to drop. He is actually still here, so let's go back and take a look at that. There you go. That's the spirit we like to see here. Very interesting. This brought out the caution. Look at the 28 save this. The 07 comes down, and I'm not sure, they may have both collided there. The 07 gets to the 28, almost flipping the 28 of William Fletcher over, brings out the caution, and right there, contact and made. What a save for the 28 of William Fletcher. I don't think I've ever seen a truck get that sideways and not flip over. That was just insane to save it like that. He was probably thinking, this is the end right here, it's going over. But it does not. What a save. We're under caution here, I believe, for the 4th time, if my math is correct, for 9 laps, 24 laps to go. What a race so far, and what a save for William Fletcher. Mark Walls out front. Frank Harris sitting in 3rd with Chris White in second place. We got time to get a driver interview in. We'll see if these guys are going to go down pit road. I don't think they're going to. So we'll definitely, if they do not go down pit road, we'll talk to John Ottenbacher. We're going to see if we can't get him in here. But first, we are going to see if any of these drivers do come down pit road, as we do not want to interfere with their pit stops. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. I've got 13 people out there watching with us. I know it's late, but we're glad you're here, and it looks like, oh, they're going to fake it. Nobody is going in there, going to fake them out. So let's pull the 89 of John Ottenbacher up real fast and get a quick word in. Otto, you got a copy?
I got you.
Well, as I like to refer to him as Auto Rocket, for anyone out there that watched Rocket League back when you were little sprouts, probably one of my favorite drivers. Just don't tell anyone else, even though we're live right now. You're sitting in 4th place right now. You are right up there. Do you have any strategy? I see a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's slowing you down any. It's been a crazy ride out there. So do you have that strategy, or is it just hit the gas and turn this thing and hope for the best?
Yeah, I'm going to have to stay tucked up behind somebody. I think I got enough front end damage that I'm not going to be able to stay in the front anyway. So my job is pushing now.
Well, you know, it looks like when it all sorts out, you'll be somewhere around there. Looks like you're going to be on the outside, so not quite squared up with your teammate. If you were in third, you would have been, but do you have a plan maybe? Are you going to try to get down there to where you can get to the back bumper of your teammate and push him?
Oh yeah, that's always the plan. Try and stick with our guys and push one of us to the finish. So we'll be looking for that finish line here quick.
Well, it is going to be coming up very quickly as I believe we'll get the green flag here with about 20 to go. So we're in the closing laps here. It has been a great race to watch. Obviously, based on your car, we know you got sponsors and shout-outs. So who would those be before we get this thing going again?
I'm going to shout out to you, Charles, and VRN, and thank you for broadcasting us, making us look good. And shout out to Walt's Beard Company. Anyone that got beard out there, go ahead and take a look at their products. And if you don't have one, go ahead and grow one.
There you go. You have it right there. Grow yourself a beard so you can buy the beard products. I do plan on getting some myself, but I don't know if it works on peach fuzz. Maybe it'll make it grow, so we'll see. But regardless, we'll see how you do here, and we'll get you back up to your race channel.
Sounds good. Thanks, Charles.
All right, there you have it. That was the 89 of John Ottenbarker here. And we may have another shot here to get another driver in as the lights are still on. So let's see if we can pull another driver up here that we don't always get to talk to. Let's see if we can get Frank Harris. Frank Harris, you got a copy? Well, we don't always get time to talk to people because of the short tracks, but we got plenty of time around this track. So right now we see you sitting in third. So do you have a plan to go up there and just knock that 29 out of the way and take the win from him?
You know, I will have to see what happens towards the end, but I'm hoping to get at least a really good run off of him on the last lap. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, you have been up here in the top all night long, so definitely a top 3, top 5 is where you belong. Get in that win if you can. It's Daytona. Anything can happen, and like you said, anything can happen, and it probably will happen here. Hopefully we're done with the cautions. Less than 20 to go when we get the green. But we don't want to keep it too long. It looks like the lights are about to go out. So any quick shout-outs or sponsors you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, sure. I like to thank my family and my friends. Hopefully they are watching. And thank you, Charles, and VRN and Waltz for putting this up, putting this on. So good luck to everybody, and let's have a last clean 19 more laps.
All right. Well, we'll be talking to you shortly, I'm sure. So hang in there, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in the post-race show.
Thank you, Charles.
All right. Again, there was the 00 of Frank Harris. Again, we don't always have time to talk to many drivers, but we do here at this big track. So we definitely are ready to go racing here. Next time by, when we get the green, it will be 20 laps to go. Thank you, Racing Jason 41. Definitely love this league. Love doing what we do here on the broadcast. Again, we always say over and over again, you know, we really do this for the fans, for the drivers. You know, if y'all weren't in here hanging with us at midnight, going out till 12:30, 1 in the morning, you know, if it wasn't for the fans out there that hang in with us and these drivers, you know, what would be the point? You know, we broadcast because we do it for the viewers. That's really the only reason we do it. We have a blast doing it. Hopefully, we can continue doing this for many years to come. We do have some other stuff in the works here on our Twitch channel that we are going to have to attend to. That's going to interfere a little bit, but definitely worth it. But as the green flag comes back out, it is now lap 60 of 80. 20 laps to go here in the final stage. Definitely want you back next season. There's cars go spinning, and that is going to bring out another caution very quickly, and this may end some nights for some people as several cars getting involved. We talked about cautions, breeding cautions. Let's go back and take a look. That would be awesome to get NASCAR to interview us. I mean, I could easily just imitate Slide Jaw from Dale Earnhardt. That'd be easy to do. We'll see what happened here in the caution. To bring out this caution, the 9 was involved, but I don't think that's where it all started. As we'll go, Frank Harris getting involved, the 4 narrowly avoiding it, the 89 getting involved, the 07, the 23, the 26 squeaking by there. What a survival for these guys, as a lot of people narrowly avoiding it. We'll see who else is involved. Looks like the 33 of Josh Coley getting involved in it. Heavy smoke damage, as that will bring out the caution one more time, and looks like he's going to try to make it to pit road. As there goes the 9, he's just going to blow through there and go get that damage repaired. Mark Walls, once again, is your race leader. Tyler Howard sitting second, Ryan Maines in third. That is unfortunate. We just got done talking to Frank Harris, who's now scored in 10th. Had such a great run, now has a lot of damage. Definitely a big one. Not quite the biggest one that you see, but definitely a pretty good size one here. As we have several drivers on pit road right now trying to get some damage repaired. As you see them there getting that damage repaired back from the pit road view, as you can see him there. And it looks like John Ottenbacher is going to call it a night. Nope, there he goes, having some connection issues or something. He is back there. He's having to tow 38 seconds on pit road so far. Taking a look, Corey Walters is parked it here for tonight after that incident. So the only drivers that have parked it so far are Corey Walters, Brandon Peters, Scott Mann, Trenton Barrington, Andy Vogt, and Scott Hutchinson, of course, didn't start the race. We are under caution once again, and we have now 18 laps to go. We'll see. Will we see another caution? We'll take a look at our caution chart. We'll have 5 cautions so far for 14 laps. Out of the 62 completed, that is not very many in the grand scheme of things. And we now have 18 to go. 11 different lead changes. Mark Walls has led 45 laps. Steve Stilstad has led 7. Scott Mann led 5. John Ottenbacher led 3. Jeff Stabnow led 2. So we have had 5 different leaders and 11 different lead changes. Let's take a look here real fast. Based on here, this is based on the race time. As we did not want that. We'll see if we can get rid of that. There we go. We do apologize for that. That was not supposed to pop up. We scheduled that for 2 days from now, but it apparently decided it wanted to do what it wanted to do. So we do apologize for that. As we were saying here, there are your top 20 race times here in the session right now. The 13 actually has the fastest time with a 46.658. Again, that is based on the race times. That is the 13 of Ryan Maines. He's sitting in 3rd place right now. So your 3rd place car actually has the fastest time here in the session. However, they are obviously drafting, so that plays a little factor. To answer the question, Cam, there, are people allowed to pass the lap car? Yes, they can. You can pass the lap car. The lap cars are supposed to go to the back, so once we get the one to go, those lap cars, it will be double file lapped cars at back, so they will go to the back of the field before we go green, is how it'll work. And some of those guys, I don't see any up at the front right now. Typically, if they choose to stay out, if the leaders go in, they can get a wave around through iRacing, and they can get back one of their laps or all of them if they're only one lap down. But yes, once the restart has one to go and they double file, the lap cars will file to the back and be out of the way. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. We hope you enjoyed tonight's race and the broadcast. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, and better yet, share it out there. Get all your friends in here to watch. We have 17 laps to go. We have races just about every night of the week. As we were saying before the caution came out, though, coming 2019, we unfortunately will have to cut back a little bit, as we do have a new little job kind of thing going on that's going to require some time. Can't give away too much details on that at the moment to the main general public. A few people know about it. Obviously, well, one or two people know about it. Those are the people, obviously, that are involved in it, so can't disclose too much about that to the public knowledge, but definitely when we get the word, we will be allowed to talk about it openly. Hopefully that will be soon. A lot of red tape to go through, but we are getting ready to get this thing going one more time. 16 laps to go, going to be 15 to go at the line. Alright, the pace car is just about ready here. We are on the backstretch here, so we got about a half a lap to go. Again, it has been a great race so far, and I expect that trend to continue before this race is over. Will we see another caution? I didn't think we were done last time. Somehow I don't think we're done here. Cautions breed cautions, and it is definitely not over yet. We'll see how this one does play out. As we could see another caution, we not. For anyone that's not familiar with how this works, if we get to the 5 laps or less, 5 to go or less, and a caution comes out, the race is over. There are no green-white checkers yet. We don't have that in the race or in the sim yet, so there is no green-white checkered. If the caution comes out with 5 laps to go or less, race over. Green flag is out. We are racing here. Going to be 15 laps to go at the line. Again, we can complete 10 laps before the caution comes out, and we will go racing again with about a 1-lap shootout. Right now, it is Mark Walls out front, followed by Tyler Howard, Ryan Maines, William Fletcher, and Chris White. Those are your top 5, and really they have pulled away from this main group here already, as that is very surprising here. Again, we have about 17, 18, about 20 cars on the track at the moment. They are pretty spread out right now, as Frank Harris just not being able to keep up with that damage. So unfortunate here. He had such a good run going. Right now, they are definitely very spread out here. As we will take a look. That's that group right there, so spread out. Here's your front group right there, though. Mark Walls leading this group. Hopefully they can keep it clean here. Got about 5 drivers in this main group. Again, there's your second group. And we have the 23 of David Applegate smoking. Not sure what happened to him, but that engine is not going to last much longer smoking like that. Something definitely has happened to him, as he's going to slow it down and bring it to pit road. Heavy smoke coming from that car, that truck, as there he is bringing it down pit road, as he is going to possibly park it here. We'll see what he does. I don't think he has any fast repairs left. We'll just have to watch and see if he gets back on the track. Doesn't look like he does. Well, he might have it there, as he does take off again. But we'll keep an eye on him here in a little bit. Nope, he's still on pit road right now. Mark Walls out front, 13 laps to go. They're getting single file here. This is the time where they start to make moves. They're going to start grouping together here and partnering up with somebody and trying to make a move. Will that move be the winning move is the question. All right there, we'll see what's going to happen here. It is definitely going to be an interesting finish, to say the least. They're coming up right there, 12 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway, and it is a huge track. They got a lot of time to plan out their moves as far as how long the track is, but again, keep in mind they're doing roughly 200 miles an hour, so they don't have that much time to think about it. 46 seconds to get around this track. They don't have a lot of time at all. It seems like it takes longer than that to get around here, but that is all that really takes. As we're watching this front group of 6 drivers, we could make this 3-on-3, 3 to the outside, 3 to the inside. And it would get very interesting for the finish here as they're coming up on the line right there. It is now 11 laps to go. We're closing in on the 10 to go mark. Next time by, it's a very, very awesome race here. There ain't a whole lot of cars here. There are currently about, I'd say, 17, 18, 19 drivers on the track. They are spread out at the moment, though, so they are not as tightly bunched as they used to be. Note, Sean Brightsman back on the track here. Right behind him is the 2. He is 29 laps down. He was on pit road for 39 minutes. He was on pit road for a long time. That's how dedicated these drivers are. They want every position they can possibly find. He is 6 laps behind Trenton Barrington. About 7 laps behind Scott Mann, so he will gain 2 positions here, 3 positions actually. So he will go from 24th to 21st if he can keep up the pace he's going right now. So there is a point to going out there and running again. Every position is worth a point. You want to get as many points as you can. Again, right now this new series is you're winning, you're in. So right now Mark Walls would be locked into the chase coming up later this season, so they definitely want to win a race here, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to be Tyler Howard or Ryan Maines that get in there, as this thing is far from over. We'll see. I know we got some fans out there for a bunch of different people. Again, for the 14 people hanging in there with us tonight, well, technically this morning, it is 12:21 in the morning here on a Thursday morning. Thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you here, and we'll be here for a little bit more, not too much longer, as there goes the 89, going to keep it on the bottom. He's going to get out of the way and let those guys by. He is several laps down. He is 8 laps down at the moment, so he's going to let them by. He's got a pretty damaged truck, so there's no point trying to hang in there with these guys. He knows he can't. He definitely could have before that incident. He had a fast truck, just not unfortunately ending the way he wanted. But there it is now, 8 laps to go. That's all that remains here in this race. Who will come out victorious here tonight? It looks like it may be Mark Walls, but it could be Tyler Howard, Ryan Maines, Chris White, William Fletcher in there. Brian Barnes is sitting in 6th place, but he is not with his main group. He is actually a little ways back. There is the last one, so there's 5 cars here currently battling for the lead. Mark Walls is probably one of the best drivers on iRacing, as we see contact going on back here, and no caution comes out for that. The 8, I believe, is what is going around. No caution here. That was crazy. There it is. We'll watch it again on the replay here. Oh, the 33 gets tagged. That is a lap car of Josh Coley there, as they had to split to go around him, and contact was made. Mark Walls all by himself. that is bad news for Mark Walls. He is in a very, very bad spot right now. As here comes this field. They've regrouped. Hopefully they won't pass him here is what he's thinking. That is not a good thing. Unfortunately, Cam, that is not the good thing. As you're going to see right there, as now the 35 has a run, and he may lose the lead now because he got too far ahead. They were able to regroup. He lost speed because he's by himself out of that draft, and they caught him and got into a draft, and they were able to catch him as he's going to go up and cut that momentum off. And now here comes the 13 of Ryan Mays. He's going to try to get in there. And the 35 can't quite shut the door in time. As we'll see, will the 35 cut down? Mark Wall's going to bring the 35 with him. So out of all that, what a job. He holds on to the lead. That could have been a very costly deal there that could have cost him the lead because of something that was completely out of his control. Right now, there it is, 5 laps to go. If caution comes out, this race is over. And I'm going to almost promise you Mark Walls is saying, let's end this thing right now. That was too scary. I almost lost the lead. I don't want that to happen again. As Chris White did officially lead a lap, so he will get the bonus point. He is very fast and very competitive in here. And he's good. It's just that draft is so much different. In the draft, Cam, you're talking about a difference of about 170 miles an hour to about 190. So there's a huge significance. If he would have lost, if they would have gained a lot of draft together and caught him, it could have spelled disaster for him. But he did recover from it. That whole ordeal and managed to maintain the lead. 4 laps to go. That's all that remains here at Daytona International Speedway. This is the Northwest Racing Series, their truck series season opener. We still have about 18 more races. Well, let's see how this one works out. Mark Wall's out front, but again, that does not mean anything. Chris White right behind him. Chris White does have a little bit of damage to the back side of that truck. I don't know if it's going to hurt him too much, but it very well could cost him the win. We'll have to wait and see if it does. Most notably here, we want to check in the way Fournier. He is 3 laps down, but he is hanging in there with these guys right now, racing with them, helping the 28 right now of William Fletcher as he is pushing or pulling him a little bit here. I'm sure those would like to reverse those roles and let the 26 push him, as neither one of them have a whole lot of damage. There is the 33 of Josh Coley coming back onto the track. The 35 of Chris White needs to find a way to get around the 29. So does the 13 or the 28. They both want to try to get up there and make something happen, but it's just not happening right now. We'll see. It's going to be 2 to go at the line. Mark Walls leading this race. There it is. 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Who will come away victorious? And we do apologize. I'm not sure why that keeps popping up. We told it to wait. We delayed that there several times. We do apologize. Very unprofessional on our behalf, but it keeps trying to come back. We do apologize for that one, though, as we definitely do not want that. Very surprised there was not a caution for that, but it does happen on here, and we'll see. Once the white flag comes out, this time by a caution, cannot end this race. So they will have to race it out regardless of what happens, as that is coming up here, and they've got a ton of cars coming up in front of them. We'll see how they maneuver through them. White flags out, 1 to go, presented by Northwest Racing Series. And here comes the 35, going to try to make a move here in between the lap cars. They go 1 high, 1 low. There's not a whole lot those guys can do, as they're going to thread the needle, get between them. And now it is a 3-way battle between Mark Walls, Chris White, and Ryan Mays. 1, 2, 3. Who will come out on the lead? It is going to be Chris White trying to make something happen. I don't think he's going to have anything here for him, though. He definitely is fast enough, but he just isn't quite having the help he needs. So he's going to have to try to make something happen if he's going to do it. It's not going to happen right there. Your race winner will be the 29 of Mark Walls, bringing home the win. What a race here. That was just insane of a race. But Mark Walls in that 29 bringing it home here with the win. There go the fireworks shooting off, as we'll go ahead and watch the fireworks there for a minute. And we're going to go ahead and get to your unofficial race results here for tonight's race. Coming away with the win is going to be the 29 of Mark Walls. Second place will be the 35 of Chris White. And third place will be the 28 of William Fletcher. Fourth place will be the 13 of Ryan Maines. And fifth place will be the 4 of Brian Barnes. Sixth place will be James Thurston. Seventh place will be Jackson Steiner. Eighth place will be Gerald Heffley. Ninth place, Jeff Stabnow. 10th place, Tyler Howard. 11th place, Ray Fournier. 12th place, Frank Harris. 13th place, Josh Cushman. 14th place, Josh Coley. And 15th will be Gary Nichols. 16th will be Dana Rogers. 17th will be John Ottenbarger. 18th place will be Steve Silstad. 19th, David Applegate. 20th will be Corey Walters. 21st will be Sean Breitzman. 22nd will be Brandon Peters. 23rd, Scott Mann. 24th, Trenton Barrington. And 25th will go to Tom Green. 26th will go to Andy Vogt, and 27th will go to Scott Hutchinson. That will do it here for your unofficial race results. We will be right back here in just a few moments with your top 3 driver interviews in the post-race show. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here with the rest of your post-race show. We do not have third place, unfortunately. We can't talk to the 28 of William Fletcher. However, we do have second and first. That is second place, of course, the 35 of Chris White. First off, we talked to you several times here tonight. You come in second, just shy of the win by .089. Not much, but just edging you out there just a little bit. So what was this race like? It seemed like a roller coaster ride out there for some drivers.
A roller coaster ride for sure. I've had my downs in this race. Got caught up in a couple things. Just thankful to survive there. It was pretty intense in the end. Some lap trucks getting in the way there. But we survived. Came out second. Would have been nice to get the win, but hey, I'll take it.
Definitely a second place is nothing to complain about. Obviously, a racer doesn't race for second place. They race for the win. But again, with the new format, you win, you're in. Obviously, your win is more valuable. But, if you win multiple races, you're going to be locked in. So you still want to have a good points night. And you did that here, finishing in second place. Again, like you had said and we said, just an up and down night for a lot of drivers. Going back and forth here. Again, you led one lap, so you will. I think you get a bonus point for that if there is a bonus point. I believe there is. So you did lead one lap, so you get that. But overall, fantastic night here. You were up in the top 5, top 3 all night long, basically, except for here and there when little stuff happened. Yeah, I think you had a decent truck. At least that's what it looked like from here in the booth. Give us a little rundown, and then if you have any sponsors and shout-outs.
I'm just great to be back at the racetrack. It's been nice in the off season. I did not partake in the Summer Showdown Series, although I did put together some paint schemes for my super late model cars. I just never got in it and ran. Just took some time off, recouped. We're in a Chevy Silverado this time, and we'll be fielding the Chevy Camaro for the Xfinity Series starting next Monday night. So good to be back at the track. Great finish. Points do matter. It's early in the season, but we got to work hard to get those wins. Wicked Chassis Racing, Mark Walls, Jeff, John, and Sean Brightsman. They're going to be tough once again. So we got to go back to the drawing board and get them next week.
Well, definitely, we'll be looking for you next week. We do have our winner here tonight. Of course, that is the 29 of Mark Walls. Again, we just talked about barely, and I mean barely, edging out Chris White by .089. Just a very close finish here. We want to talk to you a little bit about that whole ordeal with the lap cars getting in there. You got a little bit of a lead over the rest of that field. And those guys, since you got about an 8-car length lead over them, did it scare you any at all knowing that they were grouped together in a group of 3? You were kind of solo there, and that they could possibly get together and get some run going and get by you?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, just one truck versus 3. I knew they were gonna blow by. I was preparing to tuck wherever they were so I could keep the draft, but timing played out just right with a couple lap trucks, and it kind of broke their momentum, and we gathered back up as a group of 4, so that definitely helped.
Yeah, definitely it helped out here. We were watching that. We were wondering if it scared you any at all, because, being a plate track like this, draft is everything. If you lose it, you will go laps down. Obviously, you wouldn't have gone a lap down, being that there was about 2 laps to go, but you could have definitely cost you the win here. Luckily, it didn't for you. You came away, you did what you need to do to get back in front of them. The lap cars kind of played in your favor there a little bit, but again, we try not to keep y'all here too late. I know it's late for y'all. It's definitely late here. We enjoyed this entire race. Whether it was a roller coaster, it was a great race, or just overall. So we know you got some sponsors and shout out, as we've talked to you already once tonight, as well as Chris. So who would those be? And we'll hand it to you.
Yeah, we got to thank Walls Beard Co. Being on board with the series, the race for tonight, and VRN. Check it out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out these awesome races. He does a lot of other broadcasts, so there's a lot to watch out there. And I got to thank Wicked Chassis. We put together an awesome truck. It showed tonight. Everyone kind of had their ups and downs. It's Daytona. I was far back 10th or so. It happens. Got a good rebound, and man, we were just able to keep that number 29 Chevy Silverado up front with Walls Beard Co. on the hood, and we got it to victory lane.
Well, you definitely did that, and it was a great race. That being said, we are just about done here for tonight's broadcast. Of course, the sponsors here for tonight's race in this series, of course, ourselves here at VRN and Walls Beard Co. And on the broadcast side of things, we want to give a shout out to all of the sponsors. Of course, can't forget about, once again, Walls Beard Co., Sim Speed Shop, Northwest Racing Series, Ohio IndyCar League, iBog, and Randy's Wraps, who we don't have the logo in here yet, so we will be getting that one in. We haven't used this set of overlays in quite some time, as it's been off-season. But that being said, we want to, of course, thank everybody for tuning in here tonight as well. Thanks for hanging in with us here early into the morning hours. I know some of you got school and work, so thanks for stopping by and hanging in there with us. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And, of course, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of all upcoming events. That being said, we are done. We'll see you at the next broadcast tomorrow night as we got some dirt track racing coming your way with the Sim Dirt Modified Touring Series.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be used in any form without the authorized written consent of Virtual Racing Network. VRN would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.